Hey everybody, coming back at you one more time. I know I said my last coolidor humidor video was my last one in the series. I just thought of something else, and I did bring this with me. I do travel with this pretty much anywhere, especially if I'm going to be gone for a few days. I bring a travel humidor, so I'm going to show you that real quick. I did turn the air on in here because it is starting to get in the mid to upper 70s in here, so hopefully it's not too loud back there. I'm going to pause this, flip it around, I'll play it back, see how loud that air conditioner is. I think we're going to be okay. And then I'm going to show you one exception. Isn't there always one exception to the rule? Remember those what do I want to call it, humidity disc that had the green floral foam that I said I always pitch or never use? Guess what? I do use one. I just forgot about it. And I'll show you how I deal with it and why I use it. And so let me pause this, flip the video around, and then I'll come back and catch you in just a second. Okay, everybody, here is a little travel humidor that I like to keep with me. Now what this is, if you're familiar with like a pelican case or a Dosca seal or a seahorse that you keep equipment in, these are airtight, they are watertight. You can dunk this underwater, supposedly dunk it underwater for a week and they're not going to leak. I know the Pelican branded for sure won't. I don't know what brand Xikar uses, and there are many branded ones of these that all use the same case. Now this one is designed, they're going to advertise and say this will hold 10 cigars. Well, it may or may not, depending on what size your cigar. It may hold 50 cigars if you got little tiny cigarellos or something like that. So this has got a couple different latches here. Pop it open. You got an O-ring seal, and you got a little lip there. So if you're familiar with any case that's got an O-ring seal, it is going to keep it airtight. Now, look at that thing right there. Those are the things I hate. I don't like using them, but I don't have, I don't have much of a choice here. I might be able to pry that out. So now how I deal with this, I use the Xikar PG solution in here. I do not use the distilled water. I use the Xikar PG solution. I put a few drops on there, spread it down until it's in there well, and then I close it up. And I've even thrown a hygrometer in there so I can measure humidity, and it does a good job. Let me set that up here. And it does an accurate, it is pretty accurate. When I am done with this, and I'm not going to be using it for a few days, of course all of my leftover cigars come out, and I leave it open because I want to let that dry out as much as possible. So I'll just set that on the shelf, throw it on the top shelf in the closet or whatever, leave it open, and it may be a week before I come back to it, it may be a month before I come back to it. And then I put, a few more drops in there, close it up. Now if I'm going to be gone, say on a vacation where I'm going to be gone for a week, and I load this up with cigars, what I'm going to do beforehand is, of course, now I set that up here. Anyway, I'm not going to actually demonstrate it, I'll just tell you what I do. I put my PG solution in there, I put a hygrometer in there, I close it. And then I'll come back in a day and see what that hygrometer reading is. If it's around that 65 to 70%, then I'm going to go ahead and load it with cigars and then go on vacation. Now, if you get one of these that's designed, say, for 5 cigars, and they design that, or say that based on, the 5 little slots there, or if it's double layered, now you can have 10. Again, I've got 4 down there because they're a little bit larger. If I try to fit a 5th one, I probably could, but I'm not going to force it in there and cram it in there. If you're smoking 6x60s, 7x70s, an 80 ring gauge, you may get 3 cigars in there. And so I like to be, a little bit generous with the space in there, spread them out, let it, if air needs to get through there. And then now you'll notice what I did here, so I've got them down there. If I've got, say like a 50, I was gonna say a 50 inch, like a Robusto size, like a 5" by 50 ring gauge, or 52 or whatever ring gauge, 5 to 5.5 inches. That leaves me room. I can put either my tabletop lighter in there, or if I've got, a smaller lighter like that, or, like that, then I can put that top piece on, load it up with cigars. And again, depending on how long your cigars, you may or may not be able to do this. If I have enough room there, I may be able to throw like a little cutter of, you know, whatever size in there. And now see, that's folding down because I don't have the lighter under there. And so now, like the way I've got that set up, I've got 8 cigars in there. I got a cutter and whatever lighter I throw in there and a lighter in there. And so that works pretty good for me for traveling. And again, depending on how long I'm going to be gone, if I'm going to be gone for an extended period of time, I'm going to load this guy up, and then I may take me a little Ziploc baggie, go get me like a little water pillow or something from the cigar shop, throw in there, and I'll have another 5 or 6 or 10 in there. Especially if I'm going to go on a trip where I know I'm going to be running into other cigar smokers, and we might sit down for a smoke. Because a lot of times, it's kind of like, you know, when you go to the pipe smokers, everybody's sharing tobacco. When I go to the gun range, we're all sharing guns and ammo. I open it up and say, all right, guys, pick out what you want, have a smoke. You know, it's on me. If there's something you haven't tried before and you want to try it, if one of these is your, you know, most absolute favorite, you know. So I always like to take extra cigars when I'm going to be meeting up with other people that I know are going to smoke cigars. And so, but that's a little travel humidor, and I was just got to thinking about that green floral foam. There are a couple of times where I'm forced to use it. I could decide not to use it and get a little, say, a pillow pack or two, get a Bovita pack and throw in there. But for now, if it's not broke, don't fix it by putting a little bit of Xikar solution in there and then letting it dry out for, you know, an extended period of time when I'm done with it, and then coming back and doing it over. It seems to be working for me. So anyway, that's it. Thanks for hanging in there, guys. I appreciate it, and I'll catch y'all next time.